What is good, YouTube? This is Vortex, and I'm back with another Hajime no Ippo Season 3 reaction video here. This is episode 10 in my reaction of this anime, and the review video will be attached to the rest of the portion of this video, so be sure to stick around and check out my review if you feel up to it. But as always, the reaction video will be pinned in the comment section below, so be sure to click that link, watch my reaction, and then come back to this video and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What you all thought of episode 10 of season 3 for today. But with that, let's dive into my review coming up next. Let's get it. Today we talk about Hajime no Ippo season 3 episode 10, guys, and what an episode that it was in today. That wow, I'm blown away by what all occurred. A few things happened. We had, it was just a lot, basically just trying to shorten and sweeten the main focal points. Like Ippo was literally just he was really just talking about, with the fight, we're gonna focus on the fight tomorrow. This time we're gonna focus on the fight. He has people talking to him and encouraging him. He's still wrestling with some things, but during the weigh-ins and stuff like that, he's just basically telling Samura, even though he wants to fight right away, right now, he doesn't want to wait until the next day. But even with that, he tells him twice here in this episode, we're gonna fight tomorrow. We're gonna fight tomorrow. But it's just crazy that we see that Samura, he ends up going into this alley with these random guys who decide they wanted to fight him and attack him and not have him get to the championship fight. He beats them down. His manager stops him from taking somebody out with the knife in his hand. He had blood all over himself, blood on the ticket that he was going to give to him. His manager went to Ippo to basically request that he beats Samura down to a pulp, and Samura was right there. He was standing right there looking on, hearing the whole thing, which was just really an interesting scene in itself. And in the midst of Ippo saying that he was going to end up doing it, whether he came to him or not, that he still found it kind of weird. I found it weird that his manager saying to him, or a friend or whatever, that this is what I want you to do, which is really interesting. But then we also see that while Kumi was out with her brother and trying to meet up with Ippo and give him this food, that they run into Samura's bike, and her brother was going to get on it, but then he tried to attack Kumi. He basically grazed the side of her face. You see the image here, the side of her face is purple, and of course I automatically was definitely thinking that her brother was going to step in, and he did. He was getting ready to try to swing on and he missed, and he went to use his special attack, but Ippo stops him, just basically, like I said, telling him we're gonna fight tomorrow, blah blah blah, we're gonna fight tomorrow. But the episode kind of it just flowed the way that it needed to flow. As I'm basically getting ready to prepare to watch the fight starting in episode 11, whenever I get a chance to sit down and watch it. But interesting enough, though, guys, that we see the reason why Samura is the way that he is because his father was abusive to his mother. They don't mention him being abusive to Samura himself as a kid, but definitely to his mother. But we see that he actually used the knife to kill his father, and he actually enjoyed it so much that when they were at this diner that I'm going to talk about in a second here too, that diner, but he talks to her about how it was basically fun for him. He enjoyed it, and she got so traumatized by that moment that she left him as a little boy. I want to say he was maybe 6 or 7 years old when this occurred, but he enjoyed it so much, and onlookers was just basically saying that he really thinks that she's expecting her to come back and be with him and get him, but she never returns. She just leaves. Just an interesting thing that occurred at the end of this episode, and now we see that with him, Ippo preparing for the fight compared to Samura comparing to the fight, he was just laying there on that bench and remembering the whole sequence. This was just him getting ready and preparing to go out there and fight Ippo. Interesting stuff. But again, at the same time, I wanted to mention the diner is it's really interesting that he decides to use this diner as motivation. More, that's how I'm looking at it. He continues to go back to this diner, eat probably more like the same food, specifically the same type of meat, and it just reminds him of his conversation with his mother. That's just really just interesting that this is the case per this downer here, with him connecting all of that, tying all of that to who he is today, and him walking into this fight with Ippo. We're getting ready to see some interesting, crazy stuff. I know for a fact that I'm gonna enjoy this fight. But also too, Ippo gets told by the doctor at the beginning of the episode that he can only use the new his upgraded Dempsey roll technique only twice. He can't go any further, otherwise he would do damage, full-on damage to his body. That would be more than likely affecting him for the rest of his life. But I believe, I'm going on record, even, and I said it in my reaction, I believe he's going to be doing it roughly 3 to 4 times, roughly in total 5. That's my guesstimation for that, but we'll see what happens. But I enjoyed this episode for today, guys. Leave some comments in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. What did y'all think of episode 10 of season 3 when you first started to watch it the first time? Let's talk about some things, and I will hopefully talk to y'all next time with more Hajime no Ippo videos. Peace, guys.